What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Church Guy Sports Show. Give me 1 second. A little bit of a technical difficulty. Okay, we got it. Welcome to Church Guy Sports Show for Trade Deadline Edition. Welcome to the Trade Deadline Show. We're here. You're there. Bishop L and I are here. Hopefully, Bishop J Mac gets on shortly. But we're here, and we got a whole lot to talk about today. So do us a favor. We need you to like, share, tag, comment, get everybody in here. There is so much. In fact, let me go on my page and make sure I share this out because we got a lot to discuss, and we only got 1 hour to do it. We so much.
We only
So
got
much.
54. We only got 50.
53 and a half minutes. We
Yeah.
got 53 and a half minutes because it's Thursday night and we got church stuff we got to do. But we needed to come on, especially after the flurry that has taken place in the world of the National Basketball Association. So again,
The grand theft that took place at the Garden.
a lot of big things happening for the Knicks. A lot of big things happening across the NBA landscape. Let me share this out. Wait, the Church Guy Sports Show. So y'all get on in here. Get on in here. Because we only doing this once. And we ain't talking about it no more after that, after today. Because it's a lot to discuss. And we got a whole second half of the season to get into. So before we get into the discussion, let me run down, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, all of the moves that have been made in the last 72 hours. It's the last 3 days. Just the last 3 days. Here we go. James Harden to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Anthony Davis to the Washington Wizards. Prior to that, okay, this one goes further
Journey,
back. Trey Young.
journeyman, journeyman.
Trey Young to the Washington Wizards. Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Utah Jazz. Darius Garland to the Los Angeles Clippers. Ivan Zubac to the Indiana Pacers. Kristaps Porzingis to the Golden State Warriors.
Journeyman.
Nikola Vucevic to the Boston Celtics. Kobe White to the Charlotte Hornets. Anthony Simons goes to the Chicago Bulls. Jonathan Kuminga to the Atlanta Hawks. CJ McCollum to the Atlanta Hawks. Jared McCain to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Benedict Mathurin goes to the LA Clippers. Luke Kennard to the Los Angeles Lakers. Giannis will not be moved, according to the Milwaukee Bucks. And now that's done. Vit Krejcik to the Portland Trailblazers. Osman Jeng to the Milwaukee Bucks. Nigel Hayes Davis to the Milwaukee Bucks. Jaden Ivey, which was a surprise to me, to the Chicago Bulls. Colin Sexton to the Chicago Bulls. Gershon Yabusele to the Chicago Bulls. Rob Dillingham to the Chicago Bulls. Nick Richards to the Chicago Bulls. Leonard Miller to the Chicago Bulls. Dennis Schroeder to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Journeyman.
Keon Ellis to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Isaiah Jackson to the Los Angeles Clippers. Walter Clayton to the Memphis Grizzlies. Kyle Anderson to the Memphis Grizzlies. Taylor Hendricks to the Memphis Grizzlies. Eric Gordon to the Memphis Grizzlies. Corey Kispert to the Atlanta Hawks. Buddy Hield to the Atlanta Hawks. Jock Landale to the Atlanta Hawks. Gabe Vincent to the Atlanta Hawks. Malachi Branham to the Charlotte Hornets. John Concar to the Utah Jazz. Vince Williams Jr. to the Utah Jazz. DeAndre Hunter to the Sacramento Kings. Jose Alvarado to the New York Knickerbockers. Chris Middleton to the Dallas Mavericks. Tyus Jones to the Dallas Mavericks. A.J. Johnson to the Dallas Mavericks. Marvin Bagley III to the Dallas Mavericks. Oche Abaji to the Brooklyn Nets. Josh Minot to the Brooklyn Nets. Kobe Brown to the Indiana Pacers. Dalen Terry to the Pelicans. Kevin Huerter to the Detroit Pistons. Dario Saric to the Detroit Pistons. Trace Jackson Davis to the Toronto Raptors. Cole Anthony to the Phoenix Suns. Amir Coffey to the Phoenix Suns. D'Angelo Russell to the Washington Wizards. Jaden Hardy to the Washington Wizards. Dante Exum to the Washington Wizards. Chris Paul to the Toronto Raptors, but he's going to be sent home. Cam Thomas waived by the Brooklyn Nets. Mike Conley traded and waived. Lonzo Ball traded and waived. Mason Plumlee traded and waived. George Niang traded and waived. Chris Boucher traded and waived. And Diop Reith, traded and waived. Firstly, L, can you think of a time since you've been watching this game, such as all of your life, where this much has happened during the trade deadline?
I cannot. I've never seen anything like it. It's a lot of movement, I tell you that.
I will say this for Adam Silver. If he got nothing else right, he got that second apron right because he caused a flurry of news over the last 72 hours in his league. Because teams are maneuvering to try to get under that second apron. And the interesting thing about it, again, when we're going to talk about the Knicks specifically in just a moment. Yes, Sam, we got a nice pickup on Jose Alvarado, kid from Brooklyn. We're going to talk about that for a minute. What's up, Jake? You haven't missed anything yet, Bucky. It took me just like 9 minutes to go down the list of everything that has happened during the trade deadline. I just went over every move that got made in the NBA in the last 72 hours. This is absolutely, I have never seen such player movement in a 72-hour span in the nearly 50 years I've been watching professional basketball.
It's going to be an interesting end of the season.
So let's talk about the winners and losers, El. Who are, in your eyes, notwithstanding the Knicks, who else are the winners? And we'll talk about why the Knicks are winners at the trade deadline. Who else do you think are winners at the trade deadline?
I think Dallas are winners.
Yeah, Dave.
I think Dallas came out on the winning end.
Okay.
I think Washington.
I think Washington very quietly are big winners.
Yeah.
Because they're going to go from lottery to contention next year.
Dallas, Washington. When you're talking money and getting up underneath that second apron, I think the Clippers.
Now listen, David, I love you, bro, but you ready to jump out the window already? The East got stronger. The East got stronger.
The Pelicans got robbed. The Pelicans got mugged.
They got mugged by a New York team for a Brooklyn kid.
Yeah. I mean that's all I see. I don't really, to be honest with you, because again, like you said, Adam Silver was a genius with this second apron piece, and I think everybody
had to make moves.
Yeah, so like nobody, I mean, when it comes down to the bottom line, nobody was losers. I mean, most teams are not playing to win championships no more anyway. They playing to win. Owners are trying to make profit. They're not really trying to win a championship. As if they were, they wouldn't even care about the second apron. They would go get whoever they got to go get and make it work.
Well, the thing though with the second apron is it's not like baseball. Baseball doesn't have a hard cap. They have their luxury tax. So like teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees, and baseball can continue to go well over that luxury tax if they choose to, and the only penalty for them is money. Adam Silver has stuck a whole bunch of extra rules. So you can go over the apron, but You run the risk of losing draft picks. You run the risk of losing your draft status. You like one of the things that the Knicks did, which we got to talk about, which is brilliant. Kudos to Brock Aller. Everybody talks about Leon and West, and don't get me wrong, they are doing a phenomenal job. But the Knicks have a guy in their front office named Brock Aller, who is known in NBA circles as a salary cap guru.
Yeah.
This dude knows how to work the cap better than anybody we've ever seen. Let me tell you real quick, y'all who are watching, what Brock Aller did with the way they maneuvered this deal. Number one, they went to Gershon Yabusele clearly about a week ago, because that's about when Mike Brown stopped playing him to make sure he didn't get hurt, because, you can't trade an injured player. They stopped playing him. They went to Yabusele and said, listen, you've got a player option for next year. That's what we gave you in the offseason. We're going to move you because you're not going to play in this system. It just is what it is. We thought it was going to be one way. It didn't work out that way. And kudos to the Knicks for being men and handling it this way.
Right.
We want to move you someplace where you can get a chance to play. But we need you to restructure your contract to get rid of that player option for next year so we can make your contract more palatable to teams. Get rid of that player option. We'll send you someplace where you can go play, and you become an unrestricted free agent next year, and you can decide what your market value is going forward. Firstly, brilliant move by the Knicks. Secondly, a manly move to do the right thing for Yabusele, because they could have just glued him to the bench and just said, you here, that's it, whatever. You're just an insurance policy. They said, right. No, we have our sights set on a championship. The truth is we thought you were going to help us this year. It's not working out that way. Let us send you someplace. But in order for us to do that, this is what we need you to do for us. Yabusele goes in. He restructures his contract. Then the next thing they do, they take Yabusele and they flip him for a piece that another team didn't want. Because now with the restructured contract, they were able to flip him for Dalen Terry, who wasn't going to play.
Wow.
That opposing team now gets out from under next year's apron themselves. The Knicks get a piece back that New Orleans wanted. And then they flip Terry for Jose Alvarado and 2 second-round picks. Which, again, the Knicks should be at the top of the conference.
Cash considerations. Don't forget that. Cash considerations.
Some cash considerations. But 2 second-round picks that are going to be at the back of the second round because the Knicks are at the top of the East. So we're talking about picks that are going to be between 55 and 60 in the draft. Brilliant. And what that also does is because the Knicks still have one open roster spot, the buyout market is going to start happening over the next couple of weeks. Under the second apron, which at the beginning of the season the Knicks were there, they would have no access to the buyout market until April, which means all the good players will be gone. With the money saved on Yabusele and on Alvarado's current contracts, which, by the way, Alvarado also has a team option for next year, which is lower than Yabusele's player option. The Knicks saved $1.5 million, which puts them below the second apron for the rest of the season, which now means that when the floodgates open for the buyout market, the Knicks are right there at the front. Brock Aller is a freaking genius.
Who's going to be available?
So right now, again, we just listed some of those names that are going to be available in the first wave of the buyout market, which again is just getting started. First wave of the buyout market, you've got Mike Conley, Cam Thomas, Lonzo Ball, Mason Plumlee, George Niang, and Chris Boucher are all because they've already been traded and waived. So when they clear waivers in 10 days, that's the first group. That's the part of the buyout market.
Lonzo got waived?
Yes. So we are looking at...
Where's his father when you need him?
it's gonna be the wild, wild west in the Eastern Conference over over the next 10 days because the negotiations are gonna start happening for the buyout market, and it's gonna depend on if the Knicks could get Lonzo Ball for the veterans minimum to help shore up this team. When you have a coach who wants to go 10 and 11 deep,
That would just be an excessive amount of point guards, though. I can't even hold you. I'm not
okay.
sure about.
With that, again, we're hoping Mitch stays healthy. But let's say there's an issue. Can you imagine they get a Mason Plumlee or a George Niang? Bigs who can stretch the floor and are solid rebounders to be your backup center. The Knicks are going for it, y'all. The Knicks are clearly going for it. The Knicks are clearly going for it. Sam said Leon Rose is slick. Yes, we got to talk about that too as well. The brilliance of not announcing Deuce. But by the way, for those of you who don't know, Deuce McBride unfortunately is out for the rest of the regular season. He could be back for the playoffs. During the time, we just found this out today, Leon Rose, David, because I was wondering. Remember, and right before it came out, I said it in the chat. I said something's going on with Deuce
You
because
did
Deuce
say
has
that.
been
You
out
said
for too long.
you said that. You said this. There's something different about Deuce. There's something with Deuce. You did say that, bro.
I said it. There's something going on with Deuce. And
You said
literally
that.
5 minutes later, the report came out. Deuce has to have surgery. The Knicks have known this for a week and a half because he's been going to specialists since he got pulled from the lineup. Surgery is already scheduled for tomorrow, which means they held this information till after the trade, like literally, they made the Alvarado deal. It was announced, and then 5 minutes later, they announced, "Oh, by the way, Deuce
Yeah,
McBride's out till the end of
but
the
they
season."
had to. They had to do that because
Brilliant,
if that information gets out,
right? That price goes through the
the
roof.
price goes through the roof for Alvarez.
Alvarado.
Alvarado. The price goes through the roof.
So Knicks get local product from Christ the King.
I'm
Jose
telling y'all right now.
Alvarado.
I'm telling y'all right now, and here's why. Because I followed Christ the King,
I know.
okay? And a little bit of college basketball, so you was able to see Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Jose Alvarado,
And Georgia Tech has always been good to New York City point guards.
always. Jose Alvarado, I'm telling y'all right now, we're going to be talking about this Jose Alvarado trade the same way we talk about the OG trade. Mark my words. Mark my words.
David said my pastor will tell y'all exactly why we winning. But we'll see how it moves forward. Let's go Knicks. Yes, sir. Yeah, Buck, real smart. For Yabusele, again, we traded it. We turned that into Dalen Terry, who then turned into Jose Alvarado. Absolute brilliance.
Yeah, man.
Absolute brilliance by the Knick front office this year. Once again, in West we trust. What do we think about picking up Cam Thomas? Does he fit? No. Cam Thomas is a scorer who plays no defense, and he's another undersized guard. He's another undersized wing.
And we don't need undersized wings.
We have enough undersized wings in Deuce and Josh Hart in terms of undersized wings, and they actually play defense. So I don't want an undersized wing that's not going to defend. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. How does Alvarado fit? Okay, Buck, I'm glad you asked this question. So we're going to go into this right now. How does Alvarado fit into the Knicks system? He fits perfectly. Number one, he's a dog.
Dog from Brooklyn. Bushwick, Brooklyn.
Christ the King High School.
From Bushwick, Brooklyn.
He's
If he's not going to do
dog.
anything else, he's going to make the Garden hard to play in. If you put him on the floor, it's fire.
He's going to pick up the opposing team's point guard 94 feet and
94 feet.
give them no inches.
What do you mean? What? Who has it? What does he bring to? Anybody who got the nickname GTA, as in Grand
Grand
Theft
Theft
Alvarado,
Alvarado.
that means there is a reputation for him being an offensive disruptor.
And
He disrupts offenses.
that's something the Knicks have been lacking. So can you imagine a lineup in the second quarter at some point when Brunson's taking his break, where you've got Alvarado on the floor with OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, and Mikal Bridges. Nobody scoring.
No one is scoring. Not
Nobody
only
scoring.
that, not only that, D-Lo, he's a runner.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to pick up the pace of our offense. Can you imagine him
And an elite ball handler.
and
Again,
an elite ball handler?
he's a Brooklyn
Wait,
point guard. He's an
let me
elite
ask you
ball
this.
handler.
What if Mike Brown decides to go 3-guard system with Josh, Jose, and Clarkson?
You can do that.
If we go 3-guard system with Josh, Jose, and Clarkson,
You can do that. That's an option. There are so many. He opens things up option wise because again, and I've seen people on Twitter talk about, oh, he's going to bury Kolick. Not necessarily, because you could get real crazy and you could put Alvarado, Kolick, and Brunson on the floor at the same time.
first of
Yeah,
all,
you're going small, but those three running around the court.
first of all, you're not burying Kolick. Let's
No,
stop that narrative, okay?
firstly,
Kolick
he's in his
is
second year. He's in his second
right,
year.
and he's and the play that you're seeing him somewhat way ahead of the curve.
Right.
However, he's also he's good, but he's not experienced enough for what we need down the line.
Come playoff time. Absolutely.
Come playoff time, right? Right now, right now, Tyler Kolick is our Jeremy Lin.
He's developing well. Listen,
He's developing
I'm
very
I'm
well.
I'm pleased with his development.
He's
But
developing very well. But
can I
when
trust him in a game 7 in the Eastern Conference
you
Finals?
cannot trust him in a game 7 of an Eastern Conference Finals, and I want people to stop that right now, because most Knick fans of the game, they get so infatuated with the thing that's happening right then and there on the moment. It's like, oh my God, don't mess it up. No, you got to think a little smarter right now. You have to think a little smarter.
And that's
Yes,
why Lonzo is interesting to me. The prospect of
he's
getting
interesting.
Lonzo is still interesting to me, even with
Yes,
Alvarado.
yes, Kolick is good, but you cannot forget this nine losses in 11 that we experienced in a January to forget.
Yeah.
How Kolick was under the pressure and could not handle that. You need somebody who, if the rest of the team is in this little funk like we was, you need somebody that's going to go out there and go crazy.
And not for nothing, people forget Alvarado shoots 36% from three.
36% from three.
He's
And
above the league average. So
now, and now
that's
mind
somebody
you,
you got to guard. That's somebody you got to
that's
guard.
that's 36% from three when he wasn't at home.
Oh,
He is
in the
he is
Garden, his numbers
at
are going
the
through the roof
he's going to be at the Garden. First of all, there's going to be a whole Puerto Rican Day Parade section at the Garden now.
every night.
Every night.
Every night.
Okay?
You
Every
have
night.
all the Dominicans for Cat in one section, all the Puerto Ricans in the other section for Alvarado.
Let me tell you something.
It's gonna
The
be
Garden is going to be. They're going to be.
somebody call Edwin Diaz and ask him if we could borrow his trumpet player.
We need the trumpets.
We need
We
the
need the
trumpets. We
trumpets.
need the trumpets. Call Edwin Diaz from LA. Tell him we need the basketball and baseball not go overlap. Tell him we need the trumpets for a little while. Just for a little while.
We need the trumpets. I
It's
agree.
it's going to be absolutely crazy. David said, can't find a better duo in the East outside of Brunson and Towns to be real. In terms of duos, you're right. They are the only true duo left standing right now in the East. And if Cat, listen, I don't know what happened last. Well, no, I know what happened last night. Cat got that gash to the forehead, and when he came, it's funny because I saw it in his eyes when he got up off the floor with that blood on his jersey. I said, "Oh crap, they done woke Cat up." My man went to the line, knocked him 2 free throws down, sprinted off the court to get those stitches in. And most people missed this, L. I don't know if you saw it. When he came back out of the tunnel, he didn't even stop at the bench. He walked straight to the scorer's table like, I'm coming back in this game. Nobody's stopping me. Like, he literally walked straight. He came back and walked straight to the, like, usually you come back from the locker room, you go sit down, wait for coach. He didn't wait for coach to say nothing. My
Nah,
man went
bro, I
straight
saw
to the
it.
scorer's table.
I saw it,
Like,
and
I'm
when I
getting back
saw
in
it,
this. Let's go.
I saw it, and when I saw it, I said,
He fouled out last night, but he used those 6 fouls well against Jokic.
I found out. I saw
Two
last
of
night. I
them were
said,
trash calls, but that's another conversation.
yeah, those are horrible calls. But what I saw from Cat, I think here's what I really think happened. I think management spoke to Cat and said, "We're
I'll
not
repeat the
making this
waivers in a
move."
minute, Tesfa. Mm,
I think management. I think the front office spoke to Cat and said, "We're not making the move.
right, you're not going nowhere. So
So get out your head." I think that they first of all, nobody really wanted to trade Cat for Giannis, especially when he's got the second calf injury of the year. You don't know how he's going to be. Now he might be faking it. There's a strong possibility that he is because these people fake these injuries when they don't want to play with their team no more. However, our management, our front office is on the record saying that they are comfortable with this team.
yep.
They are comfortable with this team. Now, of course, if you listen, come on now, listen to me and listen to me clearly, okay? If I'm Dave Checkets and I got Allen Houston and Chicago says, I think I want to send Michael Jordan over there because Michael Jordan, he says he wants to play in New York.
You're taking that
Oh,
call. You're
I'm
taking
going to
that
have a
call.
conversation with them.
Right, you're taking the call.
I'm gonna have the conversation.
You'd
That's
be
the bit.
crazy not to.
I would
Right,
be
you'd be crazy
stupid
not to.
for not having the conversation. Okay? And this is not to say that Cat is not a good ball player. This is just to say,
That's Michael
hey,
Jordan.
this is this is
Michael Jordan.
this is Giannis. This is
Right,
Giannis
this is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo. And let's just be honest. Let's take basketball out of the equation.
You're talking about a man who's an MVP, an NBA Finals MVP, a scoring champion, a multiple-time All-Star, taking nothing away from Cat's accolades, but Giannis is
Wait,
better. Let's just call
but
it what it
D'Lo,
is.
let's take that, all of that stuff you just named. Let's take that out of the equation because the truth of the matter is he hasn't been that for about 5 years. What I'm thinking about in the front office is I just made a couple of $1 million on jersey sales.
That's true. That's very, very true.
What I'm thinking about is, oh, my ticket prices is going up again.
Again,
And this is the garden and the bleach and
yep. The
up
400
there
section.
up there where Bootsy sits, that's $1,000 a seat.
Just about now. Yo, that Laker game, those seats were going for $912.
Way up in heaven.
Those seats were
Way
going
up
for
in heaven.
$912.
$912. Not listen to me. Not because it's definitely LeBron James' last game in the Garden.
Because it
Because
might be.
it's possibly
Right. Because it might be.
right.
Yep.
So you have the conversation, but once you realize, yo, Milwaukee is trying to stick it to us, and they really want to gut our team.
That's where you get
Come
up
here,
from the table and go, nah,
come here,
never mind.
Cat.
We
Come here,
good.
Cat. Let's talk. Let's talk. First of all, we understand. We apologize for all of the noise. We get it. We please forgive us. But now we are assuring you
We're
we're
not going
not
anywhere.
making the move, and you're not going anywhere. If Cat thought for 1 minute that last night was his last game in the Garden, he does not come back out with that gash.
Correct.
He
Correct.
stays in the locker room and he says,
I agree
"Scrap
with that.
that, it's over."
I agree. I agree
But
with that wholeheartedly. I agree with that
that
wholeheartedly.
conversation took place yesterday,
And
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 when
you,
that
yeah,
and when that conversation took place,
that
and
switch
he
flipped.
he looking like he just got out of the Royal Rumble.
Like he was in a fight with Mike Tyson in his prime.
And he goes and gets stitched up, bandaged, and come back on that court. That let me know last night he's not. I said it last night. Cat's not going nowhere.
Nope. He's a
Cat's
Nick.
not going nowhere.
He's a Nick going forward.
And he made himself a Nick last night
Oh yeah,
just by doing the Willis Reed.
absolutely.
He
And not for
made
nothing, with
himself
the
a
with
Nick
the
last
amount
night.
of blood that he lost last night, nobody would have been mad if he didn't come back. Honestly,
Facts.
Claude said it during the broadcast. He was like, "Whoo!" After that, I would have been home. He was like, "I'd have been in bed in the second half," because he was like, "I'm not coming back." And this is Claude, the greatest Nick, one of the greatest Knicks, if not the greatest Nick ever, saying this. Cat
Yeah.
came back, and when my man walked out of that tunnel and walked straight to the scorer's table, I said, "Oh man, Jokic is in for it." And what he did to Jokic last night on the offensive end, what he did to Valanciunas on the offensive end, he abused them dudes for the rest of the game offensively. Now
Yo,
he couldn't really do nothing with Jokic on the defensive end, but that's to be expected. It's Jokic. That's why you have Mitch.
it's
But
Jokic, and
but
Jokic
right,
is the Pillsbury Doughboy.
right.
He's just
But
so
but
he's
he
so
made
he's so
but he
he's
made
so
Jokic work defensive. Jokic was dead at the end of that game.
he
You
was
could
dead.
see how tired he was. They
Yes.
made Jokic work that entire game. And that's what you got to do against Jokic. And
Yeah.
then you put Mitch on him to close it out. And Mitch said, "Yeah, you done.
Good
You
game.
getting
Good
nothing for the
game.
rest of the night. You done.
Good game,
Good
young
game.
fella.
Good game. All right. You're finished." Mitch hit him with a crossover that dunked on him. I'm like, "Oh my God, what is happening here?"
That was nasty. That was nasty. No, but the nasty move was when
Oh,
Jalen put
Brett said what he did to Jamal Murray. That spin on Jamal Murray.
when he put Jamal Murray in the
It,
spin cycle. That
as
was
Wally
lethal.
would say, he put him in the blender. But test for to repeat on the buyout market available in 10 days will be Cam Thomas, Mike Conley, Lonzo Ball, Mason Plumlee, George Niang, and Chris Boucher. All of those are quality players who, with the exception of Cam Thomas, who have not as a quality player, but I mean those who have all of the rest of them have playoff experience. All of them have playoff experience. So we're looking potentially at, again, a great buyout market potentially as well. Yes, Pierre, Lonzo is available, and it gets real interesting. It's gonna be the wild east to see who gets him. Now, all I want to say is just keep him away from Detroit, because
Oh
Detroit could
God.
use Lonzo. Detroit
Oh
could use
God.
Lonzo. Keep him away from Detroit. If he don't come to New York, anywhere but Detroit.
Yeah, you
Anywhere
got to
but
keep him
Detroit.
out of Detroit. You have to keep him
It,
out of Detroit.
anywhere but
Was he
Detroit.
ever was he in Detroit at one time?
Mm, no, he was in Chicago.
Yeah.
He was in Chicago. So I've never seen this much smarts out of the Knicks front office. Right, Bucky. Bucky said I've never seen this much smarts out of a Knicks front office in decades. This is true.
You ain't
Since,
no brother. You haven't
since
seen this in your lifetime.
this
Because
is
how old is Bucky? Bucky's like 30 something, 40 something.
Yeah, but no, Bucky is not even. He's not even close to us. Bucky is maybe. Are you even 30 yet, Buck?
Yeah,
Yeah, Buck's.
Bucky. You
Are you even
haven't
30
seen
yet,
this.
Buck? You may
You
not even be
haven't
30
even
yet.
you haven't seen this in your lifetime.
Because Buck is the baby Keaton. So he. Are
Yeah.
you even 30 yet?
You haven't seen this. You've never seen a front office function like this for the Knicks. Ever. Ever.
That's what said. We get Lonzo too. That would be amazing. It would be. It would be amazing. Yeah, full court press. Let's get Lonzo.
A deep
Willie,
yo,
what's
that
going
that
on?
bench
Listen,
Mm.
if you work or know someone that works in the Casey Stengel Depot, with the Transportation Workers Union, New York City Transit Authority, do me a favor. Tell your loved one, your family member who works at that depot, vote for Willie Green for assistant shop chair. Be one of the union leaders in that depot. I did an endorsement video for him. Willie is that dude. That's my brother, man of integrity, who's a man of the people, and he will bring good leadership to the Casey Stengel Depot. All right, that's our commercial. David, he said, he brings that. It's an
I
X
want to
factor that
know,
he
is the
brings.
fare gonna go down?
$3 now. They ain't got nothing to do with that. Look, Overseer Freeland, yes, it's all good. Listen, yeah, bro, I went through the entire list on courtesy of Underdog Fantasy. I'm trying to get an endorsement with them, so I'm gonna keep mentioning them. I actually have reached out to them, I'm trying to get them to sponsor this. But I got the list from them, so I'm shouting them out because I reached out to their Twitter account and they sent me the list. So I'm like, oh, this is very nice, because I said I'm not gonna compile all of this. So I said, let me reach out to some place that I know will have it. And Underdog Fantasy actually responded back and sent me the list of all the moves. So that list that I read, I'm telling you, sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. Now, Underdog Fantasy, we need some money for this podcast, but that's another conversation as well. We need some money. So, what is it? Pierre said you can't get experience if you don't play. That's true. Talking about Tyler Kolek, I get it. But when you're trying to win a championship, there are sacrifices that got to be made.
And he's way ahead of the curve. Give him some time. He's way ahead of the curve. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna be completely and totally honest with you, yo. I personally believe that the kid is great. I don't think he's the future of the New York Knicks, though.
No, he is a solid backup point guard. He's
Yeah.
he's he's never going. He's never. First of all, he's a pass first point guard, which, as we know, the league has really gone away from that in terms of starters. But
Now,
he is
now I
someone who
don't
can be a serviceable backup.
now I don't doubt that he can possibly Jeremy Lin us one day.
Oh no, he's already proven that, because there have been some games where he's gone on these scoring binges for us. But
Yeah.
again, he's not going to be your number one option lead guard. So we're not expecting the second coming of Jalen Brunson from Tyler Kolek. You'd be crazy to think that. But would I love to have him as our backup for the foreseeable future? Absolutely. But right now, I got Jose Alvarado for the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
and that's the guy that I need
That's what I need.
guarding Cade Cunningham in the Eastern Conference Finals. See,
God.
are y'all understanding how that works? That's the guy you need guarding Cade Cunningham in the Eastern Conference Finals. Somebody that's going to frustrate a young Cade Cunningham who will only be in his second playoff performance ever. Think about it. This is coaching psychology here as well. I'm gonna put in here somebody that's gonna disrupt this young kid. Now, I got to talk about Detroit, because I feel like Detroit lost some of their toughness. You're telling me, Detroit, that y'all supposed to be so tough, but now Duncan Robinson and what's the other one? You're telling me now that Duncan Robinson, Dario Saric, and Kevin Herter, yes, you got some more shooting, but your identity was defense. You just allowed the Knicks to become tougher than you again. And I know there's gonna be people that disagree with me on that, but Kevin Herter? Kevin Herter got punked by Josh Hart the last time we played them when he was in Atlanta.
Sure enough.
He got punked by Josh Hart. And Duncan Robinson, there's a reason why Pat Riley let him go. Think about it. Pat Riley's not letting go of anybody that he thinks is a winner. Let's just be real. And you traded Jaden Ivey. I don't get that. I don't get that move. But listen, I'm not crying for them. Thank you for messing up the chemistry of your team. That's the way I feel about it. Thank you, Cleveland, for bringing in James Harden, who is just essentially he's a taller Darius Garland. Like literally, they're the same player. James Harden's just taller. You bring in a 36-year-old who disappears in the playoffs. Come on, Cleveland. Boston. Anthony Simons, the guy who was anchoring your bench. You bring in a slow-footed center. Yes, he's a stretch big. But you would have been better off keeping Porzingis.
That's facts. You ain't lying.
You'd have been
That's
better
a
off keeping
fact.
Porzingis. Because you brought in Vucevic. And y'all know Cat's going to abuse him because he always does. I feel like if we're healthy, y'all just concede. These teams just conceded the East to New York. And then you've got to remember, these are now teams that made these big splashes. We made one move. We let go of one player to get one player. It's easier to integrate one player than to integrate 2 or 3. So you're going to have these teams over the next couple of weeks that have got to try to figure it out how to integrate these players. So you could very well see a New York surgence into that top spot, or at least really challenge Detroit. Obviously, that test comes tomorrow night. Knicks Pistons from Detroit tomorrow night. We're going to see what happens. But again, it's going to be a very different New York Knicks team than the one that they saw 3 weeks ago.
We win that game tomorrow.
And it's going to be a very different Karl-Anthony Towns. It's going to be a motivated team, a motivated Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart will be playing. Hopefully we get to get our first look at Jose Alvarado, which would be wonderful. In fact, you know what? I actually don't want Alvarado to play tomorrow. I want the first time Cade Cunningham sees Jose Alvarado to be in Game 1 of our Eastern Conference Final Series against them. I want that to be the first time he sees him. That's what I want. I want to throw a surprise at him. Like, hey, how you doing? Oh, you tough? Let me show you tough.
Right.
Let me show you how Brooklyn give it up. Let's go.
This kid is from Brooklyn, and I've watched him.
Listen,
I'm no stranger to his game, yo. I'm telling y'all, you're going to be all Knicks fans are going to be pleasantly surprised. That's all I'm going to say.
absolutely. I'll never say that I'm on the level of an NBA player, but I'm a Brooklyn point guard. We different.
Different.
We're different. we are different.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
The basketball and point guards from Brooklyn, that's you asking for something. You got a Brooklyn point guard. Ant West, what's going on? He said, hey, fellas, do we love the acquisition of Jose Alvarado.
Absolutely.
We love it. Phyllis said the fair is going up. Willie, talk to Phyllis. Tell her what y'all gonna do in the union about getting Kathy Hochul and them not to raise the fare anymore in Brooklyn. Does Alvarado move the needle much? Yes. And great question. I love this question. Alvarado moves the needle for the reasons that we said. But again, so Ant, you from Long Island, so I can't qualify it by saying he's a Brooklyn point guard because that's one of those boroughs things. If I say he's a Brooklyn point guard to somebody from the boroughs, it's a if you know, you know situation. Since you're from the island, I'm going to have to put it to you this way. Alvarado is going to pick up the opposing team's point guard for 94 feet. Alvarado is one of the fastest little guards in the league. So when he comes in the game on the offensive and defensive side, he's going to speed the game up. He shoots 36%, which is above the league average from 3, which means he's just above average, but that's enough. You need somebody who's going to be able to keep defenses honest. And like El said, him coming home, that shooting percentage is going up just off adrenaline. That shooting percentage is going up. He can organize an offense.
His mama gonna be at the game. His cousin gonna be at the game. His cat from the Spanish store gonna be at the game.
Right.
This is about to Yo.
He's
Yeah.
somebody call Edwin Diaz. I need the trumpets.
I need the trumpets, yo. I need the
But
trumpets.
and he's going to change that second unit. Because now we have, if you notice, in the second unit, one of the things that the Knicks struggled with during that losing streak was, you know, again, trying to get that second unit organized. Because if the bench didn't start off well, if the starters didn't start off well, the bench wasn't really giving us much because we did. Again, as much as I like Deuce, and I love Deuce McBride, he's not a true point guard. Jordan Clarkson, I like Jordan Clarkson, not a true point guard. Josh Hart, we know, not a true point guard. But you put a true, and Tyler Kolek, as good as he is, teams were pressuring him 94 feet and slowing him down. That's what was happening during that losing streak. Now you bring in somebody who's lightning quick with a Brooklyn handle, who you reach, he gonna teach. And then on the defensive end, again, GTA, Grand Theft Alvarado. The man gets in the passing lanes. He picks other guard. I've watched this man pick some of the best ball handlers in the league clean.
No
clean.
Foul. No reaching foul.
Right, no reaching foul. Pick him
no reaching
clean.
foul.
He's a tenacious defender that's going to leave it all on the court. I get that for 20 minutes a night. We're fine. We're absolutely fine. So Alvarado absolutely does move the needle. Ro, today's price is not yesterday's price. And indeed it is not. Indeed it is not. Where we at? Conley or Lonzo in the squad would be lovely. I agree. I'll take either one of them. I like Lonzo a little bit more because he's younger. I like Conley because he's playoff tested. But either one of them, I would absolutely be fine with as well. We lost L for a minute. Ant West said he's just another Josh Hart, only 5 inches shorter. Listen, I'll take another dog like that. You need dogs like that when you're trying to win a championship. Everybody can't be finesse and fluff. You need Mitchell Robinsons. You need Josh Harts. You need guys that are just going to leave it all on the floor. You need guys that are just going to leave it all on the floor. And that's what the Knicks have gone for. They need another wing, though, because I wouldn't say that. I think Detroit ruined their chemistry. I really do. Kevin Huerter, Dario Saric, and Duncan Robinson, they put no fear in my heart. They're jump shooters. And if you put them in a position where you're closing out on those guys, Cade gonna have to get 80 to beat you. I can live with that because Cade is not gonna put up 60 points a night. He's not. So I live with that. And I think they hurt their defense by what they've done. The moves by Cleveland and Boston helped the Knicks out. Yes, Ed, the move, I agree. Is this guy good? Who, Dave? You talking about Dave, you talking about? No, he's not gonna be another Scott Brooks. No, that was a couple weeks ago, Dave, where he had that fight. Keisha, what you looking at? I think Alvarado is going to be our backup point guard off the bench. Alvarado is the backup point guard. I think that the Knicks are going to roll the dice with what they got. With Deuce out, I think Clarkson is going to get those minutes again. In terms of, I think Clarkson is going to get those minutes again. Now, in terms of that, with Deuce being out, you got a black screen. I think Clarkson gets those minutes again. There you go. And I think that with Clarkson getting those minutes again, Clarkson and Alvarado in the backcourt in that second unit with Deuce out is going to be strong. And let's not forget Muhammad Diawara, who has been excellent. It's a 20-year-old rookie. People forget Diawara is a 20-year-old rookie. And Diawara has been playing unbelievable. Diawara been crossing cats up, been hitting his three regularly. All I need is for this kid to. Oh, you know what? Diawara already reminds me of OG Anunoby. Can you imagine having two OG Anunoby types on our team? That's scary. Because Diawara is 20 and OG is 27. That's years of just lockdown defense and wing scoring. Yeah, Dave, Alvarado he fought a 7-foot big man a couple weeks ago, absolutely, and punched that dude in his mouth. Got suspended because in fact, he punched him right before the game against us. Alvarado was suspended for the game against the Knicks because of that fight he got into with the Phoenix Suns. Alvarado ain't no punk. But Dave, you know, you a Brooklyn ball player. Brooklyn point guards are different. Sam said everybody from Bushwick gonna be at the game.
Everybody.
The whole Bushwick gonna be at the game. Yes, Ted, the kid from Christ the King. That's who we got. We got the kid from Christ. It's about to be a party at the Garden. A
The
whole
Garden,
Brooklyn party.
they about to let them smoke weed at the Garden. I'm telling you right now.
Keisha, you got something to say? What you got to say, Keisha? What you got to say? What you got to say?
I'm gonna tell you exactly right now what Key has got to say. Key is gonna say what I feel
Yes,
also.
and Deuce's surgery is scheduled for tomorrow. Deuce's surgery is scheduled for tomorrow.
I do not think that I don't think Jalen Brunson is the leading to the championship. I think that this move is because you need somebody to make sure Jalen Brunson is off the ball. He cannot be on the ball if you're trying to win a championship. Jalen Brunson can't be on the ball if you're trying
Not
to
all
make
the
a
time,
championship.
right? Not all the time. Absolutely not.
You can't do it.
We've already proven that, and Mike Brown has already showed that he's willing to go that route because he will put Tyler Kolek in the game in a second. Like, okay, Jalen, off the ball. Tyler, you bringing it up, and that's what it does. But Jose Alvarado gives us a better ball handler, a better defender than Kolek, and again, taking nothing away from Kolek. But like we said, Kolek is developing. He's 2 years into his career, but Alvarado got that Brooklyn dog in him. He got that Brooklyn dog in him. So, that being said, as we prepare to wind down for today, yeah, just a lot. Just so much. I'm not going to go through the list again. But again, just some notable names. James Harden is now a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Anthony Davis is now a member of the Washington Wizards. Trae Young also on the Wizards. Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Utah Jazz. Darius Garland to the Clippers. Ivan Zubac to the Indiana Pacers. Kristaps Porzingis to the Golden State Warriors. And Kobe White to the Charlotte Hornets. I think that's a good pickup for Charlotte. Charlotte has very quietly gotten their chemistry together.
Yeah.
Charlotte, they're not going to make a run yet. Oh, yeah, he got quick hands. GTA 15. Yep. I mean, obviously, he's not going to be able to wear number 15 with the Knicks, but yep. Grand Theft Alvarado 15.
Wear that number again.
But he's going to wear a different number. But I like what he brings to the table. I even like this Dylan Jones kid that they have as our current 15th man.
Put the number 51. Put number 51 on him.
Diawara is wearing 51.
Buy that number, son. You gotta buy that number. Buy that number. Buy that number. I'm gonna send you to the best weed spot.
But listen, that's our show. That's our time for tonight.
1 hour, y'all. 1 hour.
We told y'all it was gonna be 1 hour tonight. Join us back here on Tuesday night. It'll be another post-game show. There's a Knicks play on Tuesday this coming week. But we appreciate y'all joining us on tonight for the trade deadline special. Until next Tuesday, orange and blue skies it is. Knicks pick up Jose Alvarado at the trade deadline. Gershon Yabusele to the Bulls. And a flurry of activity in the NBA. We can't wait to see how it all shakes out. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Playing tomorrow.
Knicks and Pistons tomorrow, 7:30 from Detroit.
He's playing tomorrow. And Gabe is going to have to deal with that. He's playing tomorrow.
Let's hope if the trade is finalized, because they got to do all of these physicals and crap. So.
Well, they got to do the physicals. He played last night. Physicals clear. Stop.
He did play last night. That's true. He did play last night.
He played last night.
We'll see what happens.
And he had 11 points last night too, if I'm not mistaken.
In his final game as a Pelican.
Yeah, man.
So we'll see what happens. But Knicks Pistons tomorrow night. Hopefully the Knicks come out with a win. We'll see you all next Tuesday. Have a great night, everybody. Church Guys Sports Show. We out.
The Church Guys. Church Guy Sports Show. Yo, welcome to the show where the faith meets the court. Church guys repping hard, yeah, we live for the sport. From the pulpit to the bleachers, the word we endorse. Dropping dimes, preaching truth, keeping God as the source. We breaking down the play, stats, facts, and the story. Sunday to game day, all for his glory. Talking hoops, talking fields, every touchdown and shot. But we never lose sight of the faith that we got is fellowship, fire. Passion in the zone, Church Guy Sports Show. Yeah, you know we at home. Turn the volume up loud, let the good vibes flow. This is more than just a game, it's the way that we grow. The Church Guys.